welcome to the NDTV Auto Show. I'm your host Mugdha Mishra. This year seems to be the year of big EVs. We have seen few launches in this segment and there are few more coming. MG Motors has also launched its MPV M9, an EV MPV which is packed with features. Anirban Mitra gets you the review.
Well, this might be the second biggest real estate that you own after your house. Well, this one spans at almost 5.3 meters in length. Between those 19-inch alloy wheels, the wheelbase stands at 3.2 meters exactly, longer than the MG Comet. The face is typically an EV, flush design, sleek LED lights, and then you have projector beams, circular in design, and there's profuse amount of chrome which blends nicely with this silhouette and color. With all three rows up is meager, but then if you're not putting the third row to use, this can expand to almost 1000 liters, good enough for any family of that sort. Well, this might well be the costliest MG till date, and I expect this to come around 60 to 65 lakh rupees like showroom bracket. Single trim, fully loaded limousine variant, and then this will be sold through the new MG Select dealership network that's coming up. What is a no-brainer is it's packed to the gills, features aplomb, and they are quite well appointed. Let's take a deep dive. This one is a 12.3-inch freestanding display, gets Android Auto, Apple CarPlay connectivity, but then there is lack of physical controls. Most of the features that you have to access are through this, so that kind of takes away some amount of attention, and I don't like it. This is a 7-inch driver's display, is also fully digital, quite lit, but then this size, I think it's quite different to what we have seen so far. The steering wheel is also massive. It's a new 2-spoke steering unit and gets all the ADAS controls and music on the other end. The glove box is decently deep, so is the arm box here. I mean, you can really put a couple of bottles here and it will wallow them quite easily. Then there is massive door bins. There is space in the central tunnel. So in terms of space, there's no dearth. Well, the A-pillars are a little too protruding to my liking, but then this is an MPV. The stance is quite upright and I have clear view of the road in front of me. You have this DVR setup, which means it's a digital unit. It has a projection of what's behind you. It gets a 13-speaker JBL stereo, wireless charging, 3-zone climate control, ambient lighting, 2-pane sunroof. The front one is small, but then an expansive one which covers almost the second and the third row. Talking about the seats, the front and the middle row seats are electrically adjustable, goes without saying, gets ventilation, heating, and massage functionality. That kind of sums up the kind of features this car has. In terms of fit and finish level, I think it's quite decent for the money it will charge you. Tire pressure monitoring system comes as standard. You get 7 airbags. This car has gotten 5-star crash test rating at Euro NCAP. Let's hop onto the second seats. In fact, they matter the most in this car, and I'll tell you why. It's quite obvious the person who would buy this car would spend 99% of the time at the place where I am right now, and I'm happy to report the space here has got no problem whatsoever. There's abundance. You can move around your legs, make this recliner a lounge if you want to. It can flatten all the way, giving space that you would actually want if you're going on a long road trip. I mean, if I'm seated here, I don't mind spending long hours. There's enough headroom even if you're 6 feet tall. The space on offer to move my legs, that can put a lot of hatchbacks and sedans to shame. Well, let's get to the driving bit of the M9, which might not be the most interesting aspect of this car. Well, output from the front axle single motor setup is 245 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of peak torque. You get 3 drive modes, 3 levels of regeneration. At the driving seat, the steering wheel is quite neutral. Don't expect to be sporty thanks to the size, the softer tuned suspension, but overall it feels plush, very likable because the view from here I have good command. I can see the edge of the bonnet, and overall the window area, the glass view, everything is so nicely matched with the size of this car. In terms of range, it gets a 90 kilowatt hour battery pack which promises 430 kilometers to a single charge. That's WLTP cycle. In India, the certification is still due, but on a single charge, expect 380 kilometers or thereabouts on a single charge, which should be fair enough for a car of this size.
Mercedes-Benz is set to introduce its new entry-level sedan CLA in India later this year. NDTV Auto got a chance to take a closer look at the CLA, which brings together multiple firsts for the brand. For starters, the electric and combustion engine equivalent will look similar. This is on the heels of criticism the brand faced over its electric car designs. On the inside, the dashboard is fresh and feature-loaded. The CLA will debut the latest MB.OS operating system, which is aided by Google Maps for navigation and ChatGPT for intuitive response. The main display of the super screen setup is 14 inches. The driver's display, which measures 10.25 inch, is much simpler than before. Key highlight on the inside has to be the massive fixed glass panoramic sunroof. The new CLA gets a completely fresh layout for the dashboard. The turbine-shaped AC vents get a fresh treatment, while the steering wheel continues to get the touch-sensitive buttons. CLA gets sporty dual-tone seats and is offered with features like ambient lighting, wireless charging and Burmester surround sound system with Dolby Atmos. Built on the Mercedes modular architecture platform, the CLA spans over 4.7 meters in length with a wheelbase of 2,790 mm. It gets wheel options between 17 and 19 inches. The electric version of CLA has a distinct front fascia with 142 LED lit 3-pointed stars and an illuminated logo at the center. CLA also becomes the first Mercedes product to offer a front volume which stands at 101 liters. Let's talk about the powertrain options on CLA. The brand plans to launch the electric version in India first, but CLA will also get a hybrid powertrain. The hybrid variant is propelled by a 1.5-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, which is assisted by an integrated electric motor and a 1.3 kilowatt-hour battery. Power delivery is managed through an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. The EV coming to India later this year, the EV CLA comes in two variants, 250 Plus and 350 4MATIC. The single-motor variant is powered by a 268 HP motor and the 4MATIC variant is good enough for 350 HP. At the heart of the matter is a 85 kilowatt-hour battery pack. CLA 250 promises a range of 792 kilometers and the dual motor variant can manage up to 770 kilometers. For the full-blown review of the CLA, do tune into the NDTV Auto Show next week.
Say hello to the Triumph Scrambler 400XC, recently launched in India, positioned above the Scrambler 400X and priced at 2,94,000 rupees. So what are the differences? Let me tell you. We also have the Scrambler 400X in with us right now, so it's very evident. The color scheme, of course, different, and the biggest highlight is that now the motorcycle gets 19-inch wire spoke tubeless rims front and 17-inch tubeless rims at the rear. The 400X gets alloy wheels at both ends. The rim size stays the same. Also, the body colored fender up front and the body colored windscreen that you see here is different, not available on the Scrambler 400X. The color scheme I really like, this bright yellow color just brightens up your day. And apart from that, if you just focus here, then you'll see the engine guard right here, and the bash plate is also sturdier and more rugged on this motorcycle. Slightly built for heavier off-road use, that is more towards city commuting and mild trails. This is priced at 2,67,000 rupees ex-showroom, and like I said, 2,94,000 rupees, difference of 27,000 rupees only.
Mahindra XUV 3XO RevX. Now this is a new variant lineup in the compact SUVs range, and it brings affordability and premium features to the table. The RevX umbrella gets 3 variants in total: RevX M, RevX M Optional and RevX A. Talking of prices, the RevX M range starts from Rs 8.94 lakh while the RevX A range starts from Rs 11.79 lakh ex-showroom. Talking of major changes, the XUV now gets blacked out wheels, blacked out roof for a dual tone body color option, along with that body colored grille and ebony black leatherette seats. But in addition, it comes standard with dual zone climate control, 10.25 inch touchscreen, And if you opt for the Revex A trim, it further gets a large panoramic sunroof. In fact, the sunroof is also available on the Revex M range, but only in the optional trim.
Welcome back. You're watching the NDTV Auto Show. If you like watching auto related content, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel NDTV Auto and follow us on your favorite social media platform. Now let's focus on news. What's happening in the auto world? Where the biggest news is that Tesla is finally opening its experience center in Mumbai. This and more news from Auto World this week.
It's been a while in coming, but Tesla is finally about to inaugurate its first showroom in India. The American EV manufacturer will open its first India dealership in Bandra Kurla Complex, Mumbai on 15th of July 2025. This marks a major milestone for the electric vehicle manufacturer, which has long teased its plans for India. Reports suggest that the next showroom could open in Delhi, signaling a phased rollout across key urban markets. The Tesla Model Y is likely to be the brand's debut offering. Vehicles will be imported from Tesla's Shanghai Gigafactory, one of its most efficient global production hubs. KTM has launched the global spec model of the 390 Enduro R in India. The motorcycle gets 230mm of suspension travel at both ends, ground clearance of 272mm and a seat height of 890mm. It is priced at 3,54,000 rupees ex-showroom. KTM also launched the updated version of the 390 ADV-X, with the motorcycle now getting cornering ABS, cruise control and cornering traction control. Some of these features are usually available with bigger motorcycles. Along with this, the brand is also offering 3 riding modes: street, rain and off-road. The updated KTM 390 ADV-X is priced at 3,03,000 rupees. Skoda Auto Volkswagen India Private Limited announced the addition of Bentley, the legendary British luxury car brand, as the 6th brand under the group's umbrella. From July 2025, SAVW IPL will exclusively import, distribute and service Bentley cars across the country. Bentley India will oversee the brand's India strategy and retail network. BMW Group India has made changes in its senior management with the appointment of Hardeep Singh Brar as President and CEO effective from September 1, 2025. Before this, he was part of Kia India as the Senior Vice President and the National Head of Sales and Marketing. Tata Motors introduces lifetime battery warranty with the Harrier EV for the first high voltage battery in the Indian market. Now, the brand has extended the same offer for the Curve EV and the Nexon EV45, and under this warranty, there is no cap on kilometers and it will be made available for new and existing customers of the vehicle. In addition to the lifetime warranty, Tata Motors EV consumers can upgrade to Curve EV or Nexon EV45 with a loyalty bonus of 50,000 rupees at the time of purchase. The Commerce Ministry has announced the dates for the 3rd edition of the Bharat Mobility Global Expo. Based on the announcement, the event will be held from February 4 to 9, 2027 in Delhi NCR. Although it was supposed to follow a biennial schedule, the last 2 shows were held in 2024 and 2025 and followed an annual format. The shift back to the original schedule will give the OEMs more time to develop and showcase new and interesting products. In a decision that will benefit highway motorists and commercial vehicle owners, the government has announced that it will reduce toll rates by up to 50% on highways which have an elevated section like bridges, tunnels, flyovers or extended elevated portions. Presently, the toll for such highways is 10 times the normal toll. In a revised notification released recently, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has devised a new formula to calculate the user fee for a section of the national highway comprising of elevated portions. For full details on all stories, log on to NDTV Auto. It was in October 2020 that the first 2 Series sedan was launched in India, and almost 5 years later, we now have the 2nd generation BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, or the 2GC as it is fondly called. The profile is sleek and the lines and creases on the car add to the sense of sportiness. The dual color 18-inch alloys look premium and the muscular wheel arches go well with the alloy design. The sedan has increased in length by 20 mm to 4546 mm, while the wheelbase measures 2670 mm. Alright, so we are inside the cockpit of the BMW 2GC, and I have to say that the overall feel that you get is very premium, very sporty. Let me talk to you about the interior, because BMW says that all the materials used inside the cabin are leather free, cruelty free. What you see right here is vegan leather. तो इसमें कोई भी लेदर का इस्तेमाल नहीं किया, सब कुछ जो आप देख रहे हैं बहुत ही प्रीमियम फील होता है और वीगन लेदर है हर जगह. एंड जो समुद्र में प्लास्टिक्स मिलते हैं उसको यूज़ करके भी कुछ पार्ट्स जैसे कि यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं वो सारे बनाए गए हैं. और अगर फीचर्स की बात करें तो सबसे पहले हम डिस्कस करेंगे ये जो एक कर्व्ड यहाँ पे स्क्रीन दिया गया है. एक 10.25 इंच का इंस्ट्रूमेंट कंसोल है और एक 10.7 इंच का ऑडियो विजुअल नेविगेशन, इन सब के लिए एक स्क्रीन दिया गया है जो एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. वायरलेस एप्पल कारप्ले, एंड्रॉयड ऑटो ऑब्वियसली दिया गया है. एंड साथ ही में BMW OS 9 इसमें यूज़ किया गया है, विच इज़ द लेटेस्ट जनरेशन ऑफ BMW's ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. ओवरऑल फील है काफ़ी स्पोर्टी है. स्टीयरिंग काफ़ी चंकी है. अगर आपको गाने सुनने का शौक है कैबिन में बैठ के गाड़ी चलाते हुए, बिकॉज ये 2GC है, ग्रैंड कूपे है, तो दिस मीन्स दैट इट्स अ टूरिंग कार. तो गानों के लिए एक हार्मन कॉर्डन का सिस्टम दिया गया, म्यूजिक सिस्टम. साउंड रिप्रोडक्शन काफ़ी बढ़िया है एंड ओवरऑल फील बहुत ही अच्छा है कैबिन में. लेकिन एक खामी ज़रूर है, वो आपको बताते हैं कि इसमें क्या वो खामी है 2 सीरीज ग्रैन कूपे के कैबिन में. सो BMW 2GC एक कॉम्पैक्ट सेडान है. जो फुटप्रिंट है काफ़ी स्मॉल है, कॉम्पैक्ट है. एंड जो ये आगे का ड्राइवर सीट है वो मेरे हिसाब से पोजीशन किया गया है, एडजस्ट किया गया है. एंड आप देख सकते हैं कि लेग रूम तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. नी रूम फिर भी थोड़ा बहुत है बिकॉज द बैक इज स्कूप्ड आउट. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं कि इसको स्कूप आउट किया गया जस्ट टू गिव यू सम सेम्बलेंस ऑफ नी रूम. लेग स्पेस बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. यहाँ पे आपको रियर AC वेंट्स मिल जाते हैं. थोड़ा सा एयरी फील बनता है कैबिन में बिकॉज यहाँ पे एक आपको सनरूफ दिया गया है. जो क्वालिटी है वो बिल्कुल बरकरार है. आगे आप बैठेंगे सेम क्वालिटी है. यहाँ पे एक सेंटर ट्रांसमिशन टनल भी दिया गया है, तो 3 जन बैठना तो बहुत ही मुश्किल है. एट बेस्ट अगर आपकी जो फैमिली है बिल्कुल यंग है, एक कपल है और एक बच्चा है पीछे, देन इट्स फाइन. बट 4 जने अगर इसमें लंबा ट्रैवल करने जाएंगे तो थोड़ी तो दिक्कत होने वाली है बिकॉज स्पेस काफ़ी कम है. और अगर हेडरूम की बात करें, बिकॉज यहाँ पे सनरूफ दिया गया है और मैं हूँ 5 फुट 8 इंच, तो आप देख सकते हैं कि हेडरूम यहाँ पे ऑलमोस्ट ना के बराबर. तो रियर सीट में स्पेस की कमी एक बहुत ही बड़ा यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है फॉर पोटेंशियल बायर्स. अदरवाइज एज फार एज फीचर्स एंड द क्वालिटी एंड द फील इज कंसर्न्ड काफ़ी बढ़िया है 2GC. बट स्पेस थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम तो है. रियर सीट में स्पेस कम होने के साथ साथ एक और छोटी सी दिक्कत है, और वो ये है जो बैकरेस्ट है काफ़ी अपराइट है. तो थोड़ा सा भी लीन बैक करने का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है. तो अगर आप लंबा चलेंगे, खासकर जो एजेड हैं तो बहुत यंग बच्चे हैं, तो उनको दिक्कत होने वाली है बिकॉज काफ़ी अपराइट आप बैठते हैं एंड आपको मन करेगा बार बार से लीन करने का. और उसके लिए भी अगर आप जैसे मेरे जैसे हैवी है तो ज़्यादा आपके पास रूम है नहीं कुछ भी करने का, तो एक ही पोजीशन में आपको कंटिन्यूसली बैठना पड़ेगा. सो स्पेस एंड कंफर्ट एट द रियर इज़ अ स्मॉल कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ऑन द 2 सीरीज़ ग्रैन कूपे. एक जो छोटा सा कन्वीनियंस फीचर जो 2 सीरीज़ ग्रैन कूपे में मिसिंग है वो ये है कि यहाँ पे पैसेंजर्स के लिए कोई ग्रैब रेल नहीं दिया गया है. तो यूजुअली आपने देखा होगा कि रियर पैसेंजर्स के लिए, आगे जो पैसेंजर है उसके लिए ग्रैब रेल दिया होता है, तो वो यहाँ पे मिसिंग है. इन केस पहाड़ी रास्तों पे चला रहे हैं तो पकड़ने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. अगर रियर सीट पे बैठने वाले बड़े बुजुर्ग हैं तो उनको अंदर बाहर करने में दिक्कत होने वाली है बिकॉज इनग्रेस और ईग्रेस दोनों थोड़ा सा टफ है बिकॉज सेडान काफ़ी लो है. एक लो स्लंग डिज़ाइन दिया गया है. तो आपको मैं उतर के दिखाता हूँ. सो आपको झुकना पड़ेगा, बाहर आना पड़ेगा बिकॉज काफ़ी लो है रूफ. तो वो एक इशू हो सकता है 2 सीरीज GC के रियर सीट में, स्पेशली फॉर द एल्डरली. सो बीइंग अ न्यू जनरेशन मॉडल, द 2GC गेट्स अ न्यू इंजन एज वेल. तो चलिए बात करते हैं इसके मोटर की. 1.5 लीटर 3 सिलेंडर टर्बो इंजन है, करीब 156 हॉर्स पावर बनाता है और साथ ही में 230 न्यूटन मीटर. and the engine is paired to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. 0 to 100 is done in 8.6 seconds and the top speed is 230 kilometers per hour. Being a 3-cylinder engine, the motor feels refined. The driving experience is not marred by those usual problems of vibration in a 3-cylinder engine. So it's quite refined, and the bottom end and the mid-range is punchy on this car. The top end, it loses out a bit, and on paper the specifications may feel underwhelming. 156 odd horsepower and 230 Newton meters of peak torque, but it's more than enough, and this in fact seems to be a nice touring car. In terms of dynamics, handling and ride quality, BMW says that it has worked on the suspension, on the dampers of this particular car, and the front axle has been tweaked as well, which means better grip, better stability, better feedback while you're pushing the car hard. It's a fun car. It's not overly a driver's car like usually BMW sedans are, but for somebody who's stepping into the world of BMW sedans, this is the perfect fit.
Meet the most affordable 400cc motorcycle in the market, the Pulsar NS400Z. It's priced at 1,92,000 rupees ex showroom, but there has been significant changes. Bulk of it goes here. The engine makes more power now. It's the same 373cc single cylinder liquid cooled engine, but this now makes 43 horsepower against 40 horsepower. The internals have been changed quite a bit. What's also fresh here is a bidirectional quick shifter. Again, significant step at this price point. Over to the rear section. Now the tire is chunkier than before. It gets a 150 section compared to the 140 as in the previous model. The motorcycle also features sintered brake pads. However, the rotor size has not been changed. Company claims there has been a significant improvement in the anchoring, almost by 7% reduction in the stopping distance. The timing has also improved. 0 to 60 figure, 0 to 100 figure has improved than before. It weighs at 174 kilos. A naked street motorcycle, houses a 12-liter fuel tank, step seat. The seat height is at 805 millimeter. The ground clearance stands at 165 millimeters. 17-inch wheels, dual channel ABS comes as standard. All LED setup, reverse LCD display with USB charging point. Well, that's quick updates on the Pulsar NS400Z.
That's all for today. I hope you liked the show. I will see you next week. Till then, drive safe and take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.